right, let's get to the Wolverines. So I open up the show by pointing out, regardless of where, our fan base is fairly divided right now. And that happens in fan bases when things aren't going well. All right, you have your hard loyalists, your absolute terminationists, your I don't care who the coach is, I just want to win pragmatists, right? And so these camps kind of break down, and then within them there's breakdowns of, what's the cause for why you're in the camp that you're in. And this happens when you're not unified behind the belief in success and trajectory of your program. And what I cautioned everybody is to not immediately jump on, because of all that off-season conjecture, as you talked about, I want to make snap judgments, have my narrative affirmed right away. So Michigan comes out and dominates on Saturday. I don't know. I mean, we watched them dominate Appalachian State in 2014. Kirk Herbstreit said this looks like a national championship club. They ended up 5-7 and got Brady Hoke fired. I mean, we came out last year, dominated Minnesota. It was a rare win on the road against a ranked team for Harbaugh, and then that ended up being one of the worst seasons historically in Michigan history. But I remember two of Lloyd Carr's best teams just kind of sleptwalk through openers. Central Michigan in 03. Next week, they beat Notre Dame 38-0. Vanderbilt in 06. Next week, they go down and play number 2 Notre Dame in South Bend and get maybe the biggest win Michigan football has had since the 1997 national championship, or at least Tom Brady and the 2000 Orange Bowl. So don't make a bunch of snap judgments, sure. But there's got to be some things we're looking to see in this game, Mark. What is it you're looking for?
So you can't jump to the positive. So you can't say because it's Western Michigan, okay, we were able to do A, B, and C, therefore we're really good. But you can, with a dominant performance, say, oh, at least we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. So for me, Jim Harbaugh had much to say in stamping his approval on Cade McNamara as the starter, that he makes the players around him better, and that's what a good quarterback should do. He's a leader. I really can't put myself in the position to make those evaluations watching at home. And by the way, am I going to watch Michigan and Western Michigan? There's a lot of good football on Saturday.
Yeah, I think Penn State and Wisconsin's on at that exact same time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching the cut-down version maybe on Tuesday, but we'll get to it before we come back here. All right, what I want to see out of Cade McNamara is doing the things that he's known for. He's not known as a dynamic athlete or some kind of great generational talent, but he makes the right decisions. He makes the right reads. Is he truly that guy that's going to do that in what should be a fairly much of a warm-up game for Washington? The other thing I want to see from this team is we have in Western Michigan a veteran quarterback in Caleb Ellaby coming back. They've got 2 receivers coming back who did damage last year. They've got Ladarius Jefferson, a running back transfer from Michigan State, and their top 3 running backs coming back. They were number 1 in the nation, small sample size, of course, but in explosive offensive rate. So can Michigan eliminate the big plays given up on defense? And I use for my sample size or my example of what we should see out of Michigan going back 1 week to the other Power 5 game in UCLA taking on Hawaii. Does UCLA really prove anything in beating Hawaii like a drum? Not necessarily, but they did what they're supposed to do as a UCLA against Hawaii. The Hawaii quarterback, who's a veteran, Shafane Cordero, he was flustered out of his mind. No fault to his. His offensive line was being dominated in that game. They basically couldn't run their offense. And that's the type of Michigan defensive performance we need to see. Are they going to bully and bruise the other team at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball? Because there's many questions, of course, about this Michigan offensive line as well. Are they going to be a dominant force because they're going to have to face the Wisconsins of the world later?